And again, kind of to lean into that a little bit
Yeah.
more, Josh, I agree. And it's like, because I think when you get to that point where you have enough and you look around, you realize like, well, wait, what is this really all for? Right. And when we have, again, that connection, with, I mean, just really, with humanity, when it
Mhm.
comes down to it, if you say, hey, I'm connected to humanity, I can make a difference in the world and look for a way to do that. That higher purpose, I think really helps drive you. And like, let's take Elon Musk, again, he's, I just bought a Tesla yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And some people love Elon, some people don't like Elon, but, and this is not, he's, not talking about religion, but he has a higher purpose. He's like, I want to allow, the human race to, perpetuate, whether that's, making sure that he's creating a product like a Tesla that's going to be better for the environment, or whether it's getting to Mars and giving humans the ability to go to another planet. He's got that higher purpose that pulls him and expands the success across all his companies. So again, if you're listening and you're like, I don't agree with you, I'm not religious, that you can have a higher purpose that's not around religion, that can pull
Yeah.
you to that. So I encourage anybody that's listening, even if it's not religious, you can choose a purpose that's bigger than you, that's lasting further than you, and that will encourage you. It'll drive you, to that higher level of success. I think that's really key.
Yeah. Also, it leaves you to wanting to do more. And I think, doing more, because
Yes.
at the end of the day,
That,
yes, we're doing a business and we are, you know, creating something for ourselves, but it's just
yeah.
how far we want to take that, how much we want to give back to the world. Because I think, we're I wouldn't say we're fragile, but we kind of are fragile in a way where,
We
we're,
are.
yeah,
Yeah. We're
like
very
we're
life is fragile. Yeah. I
yeah,
take it from me. Take it
yeah,
from me, man. I've lost my father in a plane crash, lost my
yeah,
sister in a car accident,
yeah,
lost my best friend to a brain hemorrhage, lost my mother to cancer. Life is fragile. So,
yeah.
and I think I talk about that in my book, there's Malcolm Gladwell talks about children that have lost parents when they're younger, and they're disproportionately in positions as politicians, as CEOs, as very successful people. And when I thought about that, being an engineer and being analytical, when you take a math equation and you say, well, I'm going to live forever. If forever, infinity is the denominator in that equation in terms of valuing time, then your time is worth zero if you think you're going to live forever, right? Because that denominator is infinity. When you realize it's finite, man, I started getting up after I lost Chris, and I'm like, I've got to train harder, So I became super successful that following year in cycling, and then, when my mother passed away, I was like, whoa, I've got to produce for my children, right? And I don't know how much time I had, so I worked as hard as I could, to create that success. So when you realize that we have a limited amount of time, it creates an urgency, and a fire underneath you that can really pull you forward. So I hope that if you're listening, you don't have to experience something like that, but you can take inspiration from that and really, realize that, every day that we have, is valuable. And let me push that out to you that are listening that are younger.
Mhm.
If you're young, we all have heard how powerful compound interest is in the business world, right? You start investing when you're 18. And if you do that for a few years, until you're 30, until you're your age, Josh, your money is going to grow greater than somebody that invests the same amount of money from 30 all the way until 65, because it's compound interest. But your
Right.
time compounds as well. So don't buy in to this fallacy of when you're young, take a lot of risk and go out there and enjoy yourself. Because when you're young, if you're building your business and you're building success, that doesn't mean you can't go and have adventures. I've rafted down the Grand Canyon. I've ridden my bicycle all over the United States. I've traveled around the world. You can still have experiences, but realize that don't waste your youth, because that time you spend when you're young building will compound and will lead to success in your life as you get older. And if you do that when you're young, you'll far eclipse those people that wait until they're in their 30s or even later to get started.
You hear that? So don't waste your time if you're younger. If you're younger than me, don't waste your time. That should be your next book. Don't waste your time.
I,
Don't waste your money.
that's a good one. I may, yeah, I've written a few books now. So that may be my next one.